Hi, I'm Janet Ingle, the 5-Minute Reedmaker. Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, can you go ahead and click subscribe? It will help you to know when I drop new videos, and it'll help everybody else to know that my channel is here, and then they can also learn about reed making and make better reeds. So it's win-win-win. So I got an email last week from Santo, who said, I would like to start off by saying that I love watching your videos. I basically go to them every day. I've been coming to a very frustrating problem that I've had for months now. All of my reeds come out flat. Even at 68 millimeters, they are flat. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing wrong. They look like they're supposed to be, they look like they're supposed to play wonderfully, but they're really flat. I'm not sure what to do. Do you have any suggestions? Well, okay, this is actually a pretty common issue. It's very non-intuitive, right? You'd think that the shorter the reed gets, the better in tune, the more the pitch would come up. But that's not really how reeds work. It's really all about the balance. I have found reeds that seem to get flatter as they get shorter, and no amount of clipping will solve them. I feel like I see this issue the most commonly when I make reeds for students and try to tweak them in real time with the student, like actually in the room with me when we used to do that. Sometimes I'll scrape and clip and scrape and clip and scrape and clip over and over trying to get a reed up to pitch, and it turns out that the mechanical work that I'm doing on the reed is not necessarily the actual problem. It's that the student is not using good air or is not rolled in enough on the reed. This happens all the time if the student has been using a very old reed or a very sharp reed or a very easy reed for a long time, and they have found that they have to get all the way out to the tip of the reed and like barely blow, otherwise it's too sharp. So if that is the habit that they've gotten into because they've gotten comfortable on an old reed for a long time, then they tend to play a new reed way too far out and way too unsupportedly, and the new reed is never going to stand up to that. You got to really blow. So, but that's at Santo. I'm sure you are blowing fine and that you know how to play the oboe. Just that's the first thing that I look at if I see this problem happening live in my studio. But there's lots of other things that could be going on. Is the reed too open? In your general reeds, are all of your reeds too open? So maybe a different cane diameter would help. If you move to a larger cane diameter, the 10.5 to 11 size rather than the 10 to 10.5 size, your reeds will tend to be more closed, and maybe that helps with the pitch. Are they too wide? Maybe a different shape that has straight sides, not too much flare at the top, and not too tubby a belly down in this area. That might be something to look at. Are they too thin in the heart? This reed that I've got here is a little too thin in the heart, so I'm going to work on it for us in a minute. Make sure that you have the vibration going in the tip before you start scraping aggressively further back. Otherwise you can sort of start going down a rabbit hole that's hard to solve. Are they too short in the tip? You can try bringing the rooftop back a little bit more from 66, 67 back to 65, 66, for example. But if you're already at 68 millimeters overall, then give up and try again. What is the crow on these short flat reeds like? Is it too easy? Is it a C or is it a B where you feel like you need to keep clipping? That can certainly tell you where you have gone wrong. And is something to look at like before they get to the stage that they're super too short. How long are you winding overall? Because that dictates the throat dimension right here. The throat dimension can be really important. Maybe experiment with winding longer to get yourself a thinner throat right here to keep the pitch held up. And I feel like the opposite of a short flat reed is a too long, too gently transitioned reed with too long a tip. My recommendation, try to produce that and then see what happens. See if you can work from that other extreme rather than continuing to fight your same battle and to keep like banging your head against the wall in the exact same way. Sorry to just sort of throw a million options up there. There are a lot of things that could cause this problem. What's interesting, I think, is how little the crow has to do with the actual overall pitch of the reed. The crow, as we know, we've talked about this before, has to do with the balance of the reed. So this guy, the one I've been looking at with the relatively thin heart, it crows a C. It crows a little bit of a flat C. And it plays in tune. Sharp, if anything, but it feels flabby. So it's too flexible. It's too easy for me to mess with it with my mouth. It's too easy for it to go wild. So although this is a sea crow, this reed feels underbalanced to me and is too high in pitch. So I'm going to clip. Clip better than that. I really need to sand this block. So there's my C sharp crow. The reed feels almost overbalanced now. It's a little bit too up for my taste. I'm having a hard time finding a pitch floor, but it is still not actually sharp to my tuner. It actually just feels pretty normal. If I want that more flexibility, I'm going to go behind the heart, dig out those windows a little bit more. Because anything we can do to make the heart think it's stronger is going to help to bring pitch up. So I'm working above and below the heart. I've come back to a C crow. And now I've got a reed that plays comfortably in tune with what is for me the right combination of stability and flexibility. I hope this has been helpful. This has been a 5-minute Reedmaker lesson. You can follow these short videos right here on YouTube, and I hope you subscribe. If you need to get in touch with me with questions or concerns, or if you'd like to order reeds or cane, you can find me at janetingle.com. And I hope to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.